Hi Deadpool, it's me, world-renowned critic, some asshole. I'm here today for a few reasons. One, I really like your movie. I saw it with a packed crowd and everyone enjoyed it. So good job, I guess. Two, you made a shit ton of money. I think you know that. So they probably have 10 more Deadpool movies lined up at this point. Deadpool 2 in 2018, Deadpool 3 in 2020, Deadpool 4 Part 1 in 2022, Deadpool 4 Part 2 in 2023, and Deadpool 4.5 Part 3.6 in 2024.3. I guess what I'm trying to say is that since you're making more films, you need some advice. I really wanted to love your movie, since it was making fun of everything I hate about superhero films. I did indeed like it enough to talk about it, even though I vowed to never talk about superhero films again. Because that didn't pan out, did it? Unfortunately, I did not love your film. I only just liked it. People who are saying it's the best film ever made are being a little hyperbolic. And while it's a good movie, there are quite a few problems with it. So, this is for you, Deadpool, since I want you to do better next time. This is only out of love. I think we all looked at this film as a test run to see if a Deadpool movie would actually work, or if an audience would actually come and see it. The movie works and people saw it, so now it's time to try harder. Your film isn't perfect, so here's everything you need to keep in mind when making the next one. If you do everything I say, you will make a perfect film that everyone will love. Make a shit ton of monies. Number 1, the special effects. This is a minor one since we're only at the beginning. Basically, I like the special effects in this film. It works for this kind of film, especially since it's so cartoonish. Deadpool flipping around or doing some crazy shit can be CGI. But since your next film is going to have a larger budget, it's time to do things practically. No more CGI car chases, no more CGI blood, please. It always looks fake, and I know in this kind of film it's fine, but in the next film I want to see some badass practical action. They did it with Mad Max, they did it with The Raid, they did it with Hardcore Henry. They do it on the YouTube channel Rocka Rocka. If they can do it, you can do it, Deadpool. What are you, a pussy? Number 2, a better villain. Once again, the villain in this film works perfectly. We genuinely hate him and we want to see you murder him, Deadpool. Now that the origin story is over, it's time to write a better villain. Apparently Cable is going to be the bad guy in the next movie, but you don't get a pass because you put Cable in it. I don't even know who Cable is. You have to write him extremely well. Make him funny, or make him a straight man so Deadpool can play off him. No matter what you choose to do, don't make another generic British villain. Maybe you can even make fun of villains like Ultron who try to be clever and funny even though it's completely out of their character. I don't know, you can think of something. You're the one getting paid, not me. Number 3, don't repeat the same jokes. There are some funny jokes in this movie, but for the love of God, don't repeat them in the sequel. There better not be another opening credits scene that makes fun of opening credits scenes. Also, don't have another fight scene in a high place just like every other superhero film does. I know the fact that they're fighting someplace high is kind of the joke, since every superhero film ends like that. Now it's time to do something new. Have a fight on top of a jet or some shit. I don't know. Go crazy. Which brings me to my next point. Number 4, go crazy. I found this film a little too tame. It has its moments of craziness, but there was a surprising amount of time where characters were just standing around talking to each other. We need more crazy shit happening. I blame the director for that mostly because a lot of the film is just shot. It's not very dynamic or visually interesting. The colors are very bland. Perhaps you need a director like Edgar Wright who really knows how to make films interesting visually. Maybe watch Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, or the rest of Edgar Wright's films, which did that whole self-parody thing much better than you did. Start thinking outside the box, because if you don't do something to change it up, we're gonna get bored of you. Or worse, annoyed. Number 5, be funnier. Right now, Deadpool is more of a novelty. We enjoyed the film because it was violent, profane, and incredibly inappropriate. It's not a clever film particularly. Aside from a few witty remarks, this movie's really stupid. It's intentionally stupid, but still stupid. And that's fine. That's why we all like it so much. Superhero films now are way too boring and serious. So your film gave us dumb fun, which is a breath of fresh air. We didn't enjoy how well written it was. We enjoyed the fact that a Hollywood superhero film is filled with this disgusting shit. It worked this time, but next time it's gonna get old, just like Ted. Ted was funny because a teddy bear was saying weird, disgusting shit. Then Ted 2 came out and did the same thing, and no one cared because we saw it already. So understand this, Deadpool. Thank you for being inappropriate at a time where films are too appropriate, but it's time to actually be clever and vulgar at the same time. There are quite a few jokes that didn't work.
You gonna leave me all alone here with less angry Rosie O'Donnell?
And if you can polish the humor a little bit, you can make a great film. Do it, Deadpool. Number 6, have a plot. It doesn't have to be LA Confidential, but please have a decent story, because the story in this movie is really thin. Again, it works for this kind of movie because it's an origin story. But now you've worked out all the kinks and we know who the character is. You know who the character is. So it's time to write a genuinely interesting and fun story. Once again, look at the films of Edgar Wright to see what I'm talking about. Hot Fuzz and The World's End have great stories and manage to be comedies at the same time. There has to be a great story in the Deadpool comics somewhere, and if not, then just make one up. Number 7, get a better director. I know I've said this many times in this video, but I think your film can really benefit from a great director. Of course, my obvious choice to direct a Deadpool movie is Edgar Wright, but I don't know if he'd be up for it, especially after Marvel fucked him over with Ant-Man. So here are some other great directors that can make a really great Deadpool movie. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the directors of Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street, and 22 Jump Street, and 23 Jump Street, and 20. Matthew Vaughn, director of Kick-Ass and Kingsman. M. Night Shyamalan, director of The Last Airbender and The Happening. And me, director of King Candy, which is in theaters March 17th. Get your tickets now. Conclusion. You did a great job with your film, Deadpool. It was fun. It made me laugh quite a bit. You don't get annoying. You made me care for Wade Wilson and feel his pain. You made a climax that actually had stakes even though your character's invincible. Stick with all that shit. You did that right. Just do everything I said and you've got a great movie. What gives me the right to tell you what to do? What makes me so special? Well, Deadpool, remember that hooker you had sex with in Guatemala? Well, you got her pregnant. And I'm your kid. You owe my mom 18 years of child support, you fucking asshole. You better get started on your next movie soon, because we're taking all that box office revenue. Yeah, I'll see you in court, motherfucker.